People who say, just checking in.
There's a phrase that sounds harmless, polite, even thoughtful. Just checking in. At first, it feels friendly, like someone remembered you, like they care enough to follow up. But then you notice something strange. They're not checking in on you, they're checking in on the silence. No new information, no real question, no actual direction. Just pressure wrapped in politeness. Just checking in doesn't move things forward. It doesn't solve anything. It simply reminds you that something is unfinished and quietly hands that discomfort back to you. And the worst part? You're now expected to respond, even if nothing has changed.
This phrase almost never shows up alone. It usually appears after days of silence, sometimes weeks. You were waiting for an answer, a decision, any sign of progress. Instead, you get 3 words that change nothing. Just checking in. It sounds proactive, but it's passive. It feels like movement without direction. And somehow it shifts responsibility. Now you feel late. Now you feel like the one who dropped the ball, even when you didn't. It's not rude, it's not aggressive, which makes it harder to call out, because technically they did reach out.
That's why this phrase works so well. It sounds neutral, but emotionally, it isn't. It creates mild guilt, just enough to trigger a response. You start drafting a reply you don't really have, explaining delays you didn't cause, apologizing for silence that wasn't yours, all because someone checked in. It's a soft nudge that quietly says, I'm still here, and now you should be too. No confrontation, no clarity, just pressure. You see this everywhere. Work emails, group chats, old conversations that never officially ended. It shows up when no one wants to make a decision, when accountability feels uncomfortable, when silence becomes awkward. Just checking in is what people say when they want movement without responsibility. The problem isn't the phrase itself, it's how normal it became. We replaced clear communication with placeholders, words that sound polite but avoid commitment. They keep conversations alive without ever moving them forward. Once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Every just checking in starts to feel less friendly and more familiar. Not wrong, just empty. Just checking in isn't about checking in. It's about keeping the door half open. No decision, no closure, just enough presence to avoid being forgotten. And maybe that's why it works, because it asks for nothing and still gets a response. So next time you see it, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this moving anything forward? Or is it just another way to delay saying what actually matters?
Who approved this?